Hello everybody, today we are at the BOOKOFF SUPER BAZAAR OMIYA STELLAR TOWN branch in Saitama Prefecture, about an hour by train from Tokyo. As always in these videos, we're looking for traditional Japanese items, and we're in the kimono section, so these are accessories, nice beaded bags. Before I forget, here is the yen to US dollar exchange rate at the time of edit, should you like to take a screenshot and convert prices into your own currency. The reason why there's specific prices is because BOOKOFF SUPER BAZAAR tends to price their items like this. Okay, back to shopping. I like this one with the vibrant colors. It's marked as is, so it could be due to the tiny bit of wear on the metal section. I'm just checking this one again for the price. And there's no damage, and it's a good price. Same design, but in a subdued color scheme. Let's have a little look through the kimono and yukata. This is the men's. It's so hard to film them on the racks to fit them into shot even at the wide angle setting. I like this spotty one. Yukata are easy to clean comparatively to kimono, as most are cotton, so you can just pop it in a net and wash on a cold setting. And I like to add a bit of clothing starch because that keeps it a bit crispy. We're checking out the obi belts. I personally use very simply designed obi to drape over shelving or storage boxes when I want to hide things. Look at how bright this one is. We often upcycle obi and kimono and other fabrics in Japan, and this one I can see as a beautiful tote bag for sure. Some shawls for kimono on the top rack and haori down at the bottom. There are quite a few shibori ones. I think this tie-dye pattern resembles bamboo. Can you tell? I'm sure it's bamboo, but it kind of looks like bone joints. By the way, the obi and kimono section at secondhand stores and flea market stalls can sometimes be quite overpoweringly musty. But at this branch of BOOKOFF SUPER BAZAAR, it doesn't smell so bad. So that's good, we like that. I love this one, look at the gorgeous lining. The shibori itself is well dyed, well made, very detailed. The quality is really good despite the slight stain on the lining, which is really common for secondhand haori. Okay, let's spend some time on this vast vase collection. The bud vase is bizenware, goma style. The orange colored one is a copper vase, and then an ikebana vase in the shape of bamboo. Another couple more of those copper vases. The large blue ceramic one with grapes at the back looks like aritaware. The black vase with red florals is kinmanuri, a lacquerware technique from Kagawa Prefecture. I didn't notice that black one with the beige splodge until now. I would have bought that. These hand-woven ones can be very valuable if the artisan name is carved somewhere on it. This is Korai Seiji, or Korean celadon, a technique developed during the Goryeo period in the Korean peninsula. A Japanese mid-century piece with 5 glazes. And the floral porcelain one is Nabeshima style of aritaware, and more specifically Iro Nabeshima, Iro meaning the use of color. A nice and deep ikebana vase. It's very nice and I like it. However, I know someone who is looking for one but in a different color scheme, so I'm going to leave it. I love this one, but it's broken. What a tragedy. It's so cool. I love the color of it and the shape. I wonder what it was, what the bit that broke off was. I can't stop looking at it, but never mind, we'll have to leave it. This one is also from Takaoka, but it's bronze rather than copper, and it's marked as is, so maybe there are some scratches on it. I can't see anything obviously wrong with it. Here is nicely painted, but I felt it was a bit lightweight. Pretty lotus flowers though. So I'm just showing you from this book that there are so many types of pottery across the prefectures, and there's actually more than what's on this map. And then each type has variants, and then you get contemporary styles of each as well. So learning about or identifying Japanese pottery, for me at least, is super hard, although some are more obvious than others. This is more like typical shigaraki ware, and so is this mug. I picked that one up from a charity shop. And here are some examples of old shigaraki or antique shigaraki. Lovely iron glaze drip on this studio pottery piece. It's dated at the bottom, year Showa 48, which is 1973. I put it in my basket, but somehow I put it back on the shelf and I have no idea why I did that. Sometimes that happens. I think I was blinded by the number of vases at this branch. This is actually after I'd been for a couple of hours to a large pottery festival nearby. So I think my eyes have gone a bit weird at this point. Too much pottery for the day. I did actually video it for myself for research for like pricing and different styles and the trends for contemporary ceramics. But I might edit it into a video because I know some of you are interested in pottery and ceramics too. This looks like it could be mashiko ware, although there are other types of pottery that use this turquoise green and iron glaze combination. And this is fun. It's only 880 yen, and I love the glaze, the iron glaze used for the pine tree. Oh, it's like a nightmare. I can see the other vase still in the basket. This is Obori Soma ware. The horse is face left, as that was the motif of the Soma clan, and it means that they are unrivaled or unbeatable. That large one and all of these are Kotani ware. Look at this one. That would actually make a very nice planter, wouldn't it? I was thinking of what we call in Japanese a teburu yashi, which translates as table palm tree. This one here, I'll put a picture. I thought that would look nice in this. It's very heavy. And look, we have another shigaraki ware piece. You should be able to recognize that. And then there's a kurata glass vase. It's hand-blown craft glass. The design on this piece looks a bit like angel wings or feathers. It's actually not black. It has some scratches, but I don't think it's clear under there, so probably not flash glass. Some more ikebana vases. Let's have a look at this one. I can't quite make out the name, but it's a lovely color, and I like the depth again. I like them when they're deep vessels. And look at this one. It's shigaraki ware. And what? See what I mean? And the bronzy color one behind too. You just cannot tell. I would not know without the labels that this was also shigaraki. And this vintage ikebana vase, I love the shape, but I'm really not digging the shade of brown. It's labeled Seppo, which is the kiln name. It's definitely a Showa retro piece in excellent condition. I'm just not keen on the color, but that's a personal preference. It's labeled Hisoku, again the kiln name. I can see it working with some sort of pop art decor. This is called nunokise style, where cloth has been applied to reinforce areas that can easily get scratched, like the edges and on the saucer where the cup rests. Some chataku coasters, but nothing really caught my eye. I'm not going to go through all of these, but they do have Western plates here too, and they have cups and saucers, including Minton, and we have Royal Copenhagen, and they have a matching plate at 7,700 yen. And Royal Albert, I think they're always around that price at Treasure Factory and other BOOKOFF Super Bazaars too. We've moved on to the Japanese ceramics, and this is Arita Ware by Fukagawa Seiji. Each motif is different, so it makes for a conversation starter at the dining table. It's a nice matcha jawan tea bowl. Looks like it's probably Mashiko ware by how it's being glazed. This one will be Kyoto ware or kyoyaki, and they're usually more decorative. Some schools of tea ceremony only use very simple ones, like the raku one back there. The second character down says raku. Can you see the dip or well at the bottom? That's where the tea collects after drinking it, and it's called chadamari. It's probably not the best quality, but fine if you're going to use it at home, right? This is also Kyoto ware from the same brand, Miyaji Eiko. And their wares are printed rather than hand-painted, but they're still beautiful and new. They can vary from 4,000 to 15,000 yen. The folding fans on there are considered auspicious as the wider end brings in good fortune. This is Takatori ware from Fukuoka Prefecture, and it's a water jug or jar used in tea ceremony. We'll definitely be getting that because it's worth a lot more. That's a good price for a secondhand cast iron kettle. I love this matcha bowl. Look how pretty that is. It's quite thin and really good quality. The price reflects that. This porcelain is Arita ware. And look at the price on this. I don't need to flip it over for you to guess who makes these. Now we're in the folk art and figurines or ornaments section. There's some Ainu and Hawaiian souvenirs. This is either a Kaga Ningyo from Ishikawa Prefecture or Gosho Ningyo from Kyoto, but I think Gosho are more like plump babies. So it's probably a Kaga Ningyo. Ningyo means doll, by the way. This Oni or demon is quite cool. Onidore from Bannaiji Temple, that's in Tochigi Prefecture. I had to look it up and it had an interesting story. So as a child, the first shogun of Ashikaga or Muromachi period visited this temple and found a strange clay bell in the grounds. So he took it home and rang it while studying or training martial arts. And the more he used it, the more he improved. So his wishes were coming true, essentially. So eventually he even became a shogun, which is the country's military leader. And in honor of that bell, the temple began making similar ones for visitors, and it's said to bring good fortune and harmony. Here's another fabulous incense burner. Marked as is though, but that could be because of some patina on the shishi lion's feet. I thought this might be a Chinese piece, but found out that it's actually Japanese, and it's by metalwork artist Miyoshi Sanji from Takaoka, Toyama Prefecture. He uses a wax modeling technique to create intricate and detailed works like this. A Hakata Ningyo or Hakata doll. These dolls are made of a lacquerware technique called O-uchi-nuri. I like the deep green color of where the waves are. Apparently dragons are energized by water. It's actually artisan made and good quality ceramic, but I wasn't into the coloring of the dragon itself. We see this style vintage tiger quite often. These kind of scenic Kokeshi dolls are really sweet. Most likely for the 1960s to 70s. Great condition. This reminds me of a Shetland pony being rather rotund, much like my current self. I need to lose weight. This vintage dragon, I love the shape. It's by sculptor Saegusa Sotaro. I left it behind because I had a feeling we might find it again sometime. It's not too unusual of a piece, but I really liked it. There's quite a lot of Kokeshi here. She's a good one, so we'll take her home. This one isn't that valuable, but easy to coordinate with most home decor. I went to pay for my items as it was near closing time, but I came back to continue filming this section. I wonder if someone brought in their whole incense burner collection. This one's got a bit of verdigris, but I reckon you can clean it. Haven't seen a Yawata horse in a while. It's from Hachinohe, Aomori Prefecture. Another cute Kokeshi. This dog almost looks wolf-like. It's Akahara ware from Nara Prefecture, and this type of ware is characterized by a soft milky white color. We've found another cool dragon made of cast metal. Some Showa retro rabbits, again cast metal. I love the structure. We've got some more Chinese jade pieces. I remember buying a couple of these jade turtles on a family holiday to Beijing. They're very sweet. A ceramic Tosa breed fighting dog. Back in 2016, I was in Kochi Prefecture for work, and I visited the Tosa Park, which actually shut down the following year, but dogfighting had already been banned in the area by then, thankfully. So you could just go there to see retired champion dogs or cuddle Tosa puppies instead. And you can see in this picture, this is the guy that I saw. He had his war wounds, you know, like scar tissue on his legs, which was kind of heartbreaking. I only went because I wanted to hold the puppies. The one in this photo was about 2 months old and already 6 kilos. Fully grown, they can get up to between 60 to 100 kilos. I just wanted to show you how adorable they are, even if they have a reputation for being ferocious fighter dogs. I have the same Kokeshi at home, a traditional type, and this is called the Yajiro strain, and it's from Miyagi Prefecture. I like it because it's quite neutral colors. Creative or Sousaku type Kokeshi by Usaburo, a company in Gunma Prefecture. I've sold one before locally on Mercari Japan, but she had longer hair. As Usaburo employs several artisans in their workshop, the doll's design can vary. And then this one is the Zao strain. The swirly motifs are most likely a type of fern which are tasty in tempura. Well, not a huge haul, but I don't tend to buy too many items from one shop anyway. Here's the Takatori ware mizusashi, the water jar or jug. It's really thin and light, so if you flick it with your fingers, it will produce a high note as if it's porcelain. Takatori ware is known for using 7 different colored glazes, and the clay is very fine textured. This is marked Aoyagi Suiho on the base, which is the kiln name. This one I have listed in the Tokyo Teak shop. If you'd like to have a look at the shop, here's a QR code. By the way, I just updated the homepage. Shop Now will still take you to all the listed items, but just underneath that, there's now a new products carousel, so you can scroll through the most recent listings. Here's a Sumo teacup set. When you book your ticket for the major sumo tournaments, depending on the type or price of ticket you get, some come with goodies to take home, so they're not for sale at the stadium. With these teacups, the design is no longer in production, but I think a fair few were made initially as they are the well-known brand Tachikichi. Here's the brand mark. They made dishes with the same design too. I was in a rush before the shop closed and I missed this boo-boo. But rather than thinking about fixing it with something like kintsugi, I popped in a succulent instead and it's doing quite well. What do you think? All the herons are slightly different because they've been individually hand-painted. I did film finding this, but I must have accidentally deleted the footage. Anyhow, this Kokeshi was in the 110 yen section, but I had a 20 yen coupon. So for 90 yen, I treated myself. This is for me. I've never seen this one with the jump rope before. It says it's from Hakone, a well-known hot spring area quite close to Tokyo. Then this lovely girl by Masami Kato, she has a title which is Hidamari, which can mean a sunny spot or also a ray of sunshine, and she is a lovely little ray of sunshine. It's dated Showa 53, so 1978, and they purchased her in Nikko. She's now listed in the Tokyo-tique shop. The bizenware piece, Hidasuki style, it's known for mottling and reddish string-like marks. These are created by straw being wrapped around it before firing. To be honest, I think this is more of a tokuri sake decanter than a bud vase, but you can use it interchangeably. Here's the potter's mark on the base. I've borrowed a bizenware craftsperson catalog from the local library. There are lists on the internet, but I just prefer looking through books. Check out just how many potter's marks are in this book, and that's not it for bizenware either. And here at the very back are those two triangles. Let's turn to page 174. She's a female potter. Her name is Yamamoto Soshu, and the kiln which she runs is Bishugama. Interestingly, I bought a different style of bizen tokuri or vase a couple of months ago, and it turned out it was also by a female potter. So I just like the aesthetics of both. I hope you enjoyed the shopping trip today. I'll leave you with footage of plum blossoms from the park where the pottery festival was on. Thank you for watching and see you again soon. Bye!